Your company's retirement plan's income calculator is lying to you. It shows you a clean monthly income number, but it completely ignores the tax math that actually determines whether your money lasts 25 years or just 12. Most retirees think delaying 401k withdrawals saves them taxes, but the hidden math shows the opposite. And that's the part nobody tells you, not HR, not your 401k provider, not the glossy projection they hand you before retirement. So today I'm going to reveal the 401k mistake that quietly turns $1 million nest egg into a tax trap. And the real math retirees never get shown until it's too late. If you're new here, my name is Eric Rodriguez. I'm a certified financial planner with over 20 years helping people retire with clarity and confidence, not guesswork. And here's what I've learned. It's not the market that derails retirees. It's misreading the math inside their 401k. I've walked hundreds of retirees through this hidden 401k math. Engineers, executives, professors, business owners, tech professionals, etc. And the reaction is always the same. How has nobody explained this before? Because once you see how withdrawing timing affects taxes, RMDs, IRMA, and Social Security, you never look at your 401k the same way again. So in this video, I'm going to break down, number one, the hidden withdrawal math your 401k calculator leaves out, the RMD tax bomb building inside your account, the 3 most common 401k traps that cost retirees hundreds of thousands, and the simple withdrawal structure that gives you more income with fewer taxes. Let's start with your 401k, the calculator specifically, and what it actually does. It shows you a clean monthly income number, something like you'll get $4,000 a month in retirement. Sounds nice, right? But here's what it doesn't tell you: when you'll be forced to take that money out, what tax bracket those withdrawals will fall into, and how that affects your Medicare premiums, and how those withdrawals interact with Social Security. It paints a clean picture, but the math underneath is really messy. Most retirees assume they're deferring taxes, but what they're really doing is stacking future tax liabilities. So here's a real example. One client had saved just over $1.2 million in a traditional 401k. He hadn't touched it, just watching it grow. At 73, his required minimum distributions, aka his RMDs, started at over $90,000 per year. So even though he only needed $60,000 to live on. So that $90K, it pushed him into a higher tax bracket, triggered IRMA penalties that raised his Medicare premiums by over $2,400 per year, and caused 85% of his Social Security to be taxed. He paid more in taxes after retirement than he did while working. And the whole time, he thought he was doing the smart thing. Why does this happen? Because most retirement advice was built in the 1990s when taxes were higher, retiree portfolios were smaller, and Medicare wasn't as complex. The default plan was delay taxes, defer withdrawals, and hope for the best. But here's what's changed. IRMA brackets now increase Medicare premiums if you go over specific income thresholds. Tax brackets are more compressed. Retirees now have $1 million plus in 401ks. Many delays Social Security, creating more income variability. And yet the advice hasn't changed. That's like planning a road trip without checking traffic or weather. So here's the problem and how we're going to break it down here. So every dollar you don't pull from your 401k, it keeps growing untaxed. And that might sound good until the government forces you to take it out. And when that day comes, and it will, usually age 73-ish, those RMDs come fast and they come big. If you haven't planned for it, the money you save becomes the thing that crushes you. It's not about how much you have saved. It's about how and when you access it. And what's worse, retirees are told, just take the minimum. But that minimum isn't based on your specific tax plan. It's based on your age and account balance. So you end up stuck. You have higher income, which means you have higher taxes. Higher income equals higher Medicare premiums, and higher income equals less Social Security. Let's break down also the 3 common 401k traps that cost retirees hundreds of thousands, if not 7 figures over their lifetime. Trap number 1 is improper investment structure. Too many retirees are 100% in the S&P 500. There's no global diversification, which is like building a house only with a hammer. You're exposed to one market, one currency, and one economy. Over time, what the data has shown us is the lack of balance creates risk and lost opportunity. Trap number 2 is there's no professional oversight. So your 401k might grow, but who's adjusting for tax law changes? Who's managing risk as you age? Who's aligning your investment withdrawals with your tax strategy and values? Most aren't. And that costs more in taxes than you would expect. And trap number 3 are the hidden fees. Even the lowest cost plans carry fees, high expense ratios, administrative costs, and layered fund fees. On a $1 million portfolio, just a 1% fee for a Class A shared mutual fund or something like that is a $10,000 a year fee. In over 20 years, that's $200,000 gone. You're not even paying for financial planning or tax planning or estate or budgeting or cash flow management, risk. There's nothing. That's just the fee for your 401k. It can really add up over time. So how do you fix it? How do you keep more instead of losing more? So here at my firm WealthBuilders, we use something called a tax smart income map. It's a plan to withdraw at the right time from the right accounts in the right amounts. So here's how it works. So step 1 is we want to identify the low tax windows. So between the ages of 60 and 72, most retirees have a gap. So they have no salary and no required minimum distributions. This is our opportunity zone. And again, might not be for everybody, but for majority, this is a great opportunity. Step 2 is we're going to fill the brackets. So what we do is we take strategic withdrawals from your 401k while staying in the 12 or 22% bracket. We might convert to Roth, we might spend it, but we're doing it with intention and on purpose. Step 3 is we're going to coordinate income sources. So we're going to layer in income from your brokerage accounts, Roth accounts, your cash building flexibility and control. Step 4 is we're going to manage your IRMA and tax triggers. So we'll forecast income 2 to 3 years ahead and avoid thresholds that could potentially spike your Medicare premiums. And finally, step 5 is we're going to simulate and adjust. So we're going to run different plans and choose the one that reduces your long-term taxes the most. And this is why this isn't a cookie cutter plan, because everyone has different financial plan, different strategy, different lifestyle, different geographical location, different tax plan, etc. We do this because it's proactive, flexible, and it's personalized. And the result, hopefully, more money in your pocket. Personally, at this firm, we've seen this add anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million plus in lifetime spendable income without potentially saving $1 more. So if you're watching this and wondering how this 401k math applies to your retirement plan, feel free to click the link below to schedule a call with me. On the call, I'll help you break down your current 401k setup, show you how this hidden math affects your income plan, and together we'll see if it makes sense for us to work together. There's no guesswork, no pressure, just clarity. Here's what we covered today: why your 401k calculator misleads you, how withdrawal timing can backfire, what traps to avoid, and how a tax-smart strategy adds more to your retirement without changing what you've saved. Every year you delay the right strategy, the tax math gets harder to unwind. If you want to avoid the 401k tax traps we just talked about, again, feel free to click the link below. Let's make sure that your retirement income is working for you, not against you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.